what do you think of the meet, and what are your takeaways?
Yeah, first meet you never know what's going to happen, and we had roughly half of our squad competing, and so you never know what you're going to get, and we actually ended up some pretty good things. I mean, the highlight of the meet is probably Max and what he did, and running 148 in the first meet, and just to put some perspective on that'll be one of the top 2 or 3 times in the country going into the national meet in March, and he did it in December. So I know Coach Wick had him ready to go. The idea was to try to set up a race that he could break 150, and then he just finishes so strongly and not only break 150, break 149 for a PR and school record, and that was a big deal. I thought some of the other kids had a nice meet. We started off pretty well with the sprints, had done really well, and so it's a lot of positive. I always tell the kids that you run in December, and if you run poorly in December, you'll get angry and work out for the next 6 weeks while you're at home. If you run great, you'll be happy and be excited and work out for the next 6 weeks by yourself and come back even more fit. So I get either way. I get what I want, which is 6 weeks of training when they're away for the holidays.
Coach, you hear the saying all the time, you don't want to be playing your best until the end of the season. You want to peak at the right time. Mm-hmm. How does that translate to what you guys are doing on the track? You're talking about that in December, that those training and those workouts in December. We're always pushing for the national meet and peaking. Just kind of allude to that, what that kind of means there in the track and field style, and what you have your kids doing right now to what you're going to have your kids doing right before they're making those those efforts to clinch a time that's going to push them.
Yeah, good question. Track is a unique sport, and we don't have a win-loss record. We simply need to be great when it counts, and for us, when it counts is our conference championship at the end of February, and then 2 weeks later at the national championship. And everything else, and I tell the kids this, is manage your expectations, know where we're at in training, know that this meet in December is just a high-level practice with other people there. And I think that helps them relax a little bit. We focus on the process. Quality warm-up, go compete with heart, but compete and not worry about the time. For a lot of kids, we're not sharp. We've had limited reps in the blocks, limited reps jumping. We're not sharp. We're pretty fit right now. We're pretty fast right now. We've been training for 14 weeks now and got to play a little bit, but we have another 14 weeks to go. And so we're about halfway, and so focusing on personal bests or comparing ourselves to the version of ourselves in May of last year, whether you're at the state meet as a high schooler and coming in as a freshman and thinking that you're going to PR, it's poor to think that, and we try to head that off, and know that managing expectations, the 400 kids are going to be about 370 meters fit right now. If I feel like we can go through and hit our 250 mark for our race pace, our goal pace plan, then we're in a good place. It's up to me to be able to finish the last 30 meters to get us where we want to go. And so, being unique in track and field, it doesn't matter. So it is a process, and if you can manage those expectations with the kids, which is very difficult. Everybody wants to have a personal best. Everybody wants to run their best at all times. We really don't score meets until it matters. And so, but when it matters, we got one shot. So there's a lot of pressure on us coaches to make sure that we finish that training and get them where they need to be when it counts.
Competing in the Hughes Fieldhouse, obviously nice, couple of home meets, 3 or 4 of them all together. You named a couple of them after Coach Alsop, Coach Churchman. What have those two men kind of meant to track and field with Northwest?
Yeah, that's a great question. We have two named meets, and I think it's very important. Coach Alsop's been around forever as a coach of Northwest. In fact, when I was in Prairie State, he was here, and a very, very good, great man. And I did a lot for this team and the history of Northwest track and field, and I thought that was a great. It's also our alumni meet, and I think a lot of the alumni that are very happy with Coach Alsop, the invitational coming in February. Coach T is an unbelievable supporter of who we are. I talked to Coach T, huge track fan. In fact, the biggest track fan on our campus. I sit with Coach T or have a conversation with him weekly. He's at every meet. I think he's run the shot put at every single home meet we've had, unless he's on vacation or something. But more than that, a huge donor to our program as well. So he's been a big impact on us in development, a big supporter of us with the administration as well. So I love having those named meets, and I think it's an important part of hosting meets. So good question.
Coach, just talk about the presence of Tanner Berg and what he's meant to your program right out of the gate here in 2024-25.
Yeah, we're starting a new venture, right? We hired Coach Berg. Tanner's been great in working very, very hard. He's got a big roster right now, all of one thrower. So we're definitely moving towards the throws for us. It's exciting change. It's very difficult to compete in track and field at the conference level when you don't do a lot of events, and we haven't done them at a high level. With throws, we had Coach Schluter, who's been a volunteer for 6 years for us. He's been awesome, but he's limited in capacity with his business, and so we got the opportunity to hire Coach Berg, and fantastic resume, but limited full-on coaching resume. So there's been a lot of learning curve there, and been mentoring him every day, and he's had some ups and downs. Recruiting is sometimes harder than you think it is, and you want everybody to say yes, but that's simply not the case. And so he's done a really nice job of really getting his solo thrower ready to go. She actually tied a PR in her first meet, so that's really exciting. For the first meet, this early is great for the throws. As I mentioned before, we're not very sharp. She will throw a lot further. But more than that, the amount of kids he's had on campus and the quality of kids that we brought on campus for his recruits is very exciting. We're going to have some growing pains, of course, and we're going to probably start with some youngins, and it'll take a little bit to really get that going, but I think that I have no doubt that his coaching ability is going to be there. We just have to get the right kids that fit our program on campus for him to coach.
I just have one more. Last couple years, on the back of your guys' T-shirts, it's been something to prove. This year, it's compete with purpose. With a purpose. Kind of what does that mean in a sense that this year's track team, and what are you saying when you're putting that on the back of your T-shirts?
Yeah, every year we have this group called Knights of the Round Table. The kids all vote their leaders onto that group, and we sit with that group on every couple of weeks and let them have a lot of decisions with the direction of the program. And every year it is we have meet T-shirts, a long sleeve and a short sleeve, and a meet or a year motto, a team motto, and each year it's different, and that group helps decide what that motto may be, and compete with purpose is our motto this year. And I think the focus is to have a plan, right? We can we can hope for all the numbers we want. We want to win. We want a PR. We want this time or this distance or whatever. But I think the focus is everything with purpose, right? And that's practice as well, and that's part of it. But compete with purpose is if you prepare correctly and you compete with purpose, the numbers will follow. We may not get them early, but we will get them late, and I think that's where that comes from.